happy and thankful that I got this opportunity to come here and share with you guys my story and my journey. So I'm so happy to see such a young audience here, right? So we're all teenagers here, right? So as we're all teenagers here, we know that the youth is the future of our country. But do we know what actually excites them and how to tackle the uncertainties? And what's your passion? So my name is Harnidh Kaur. I'm a 13-year-old social media influencer, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the road to success and how to be prepared to embrace the uncertainties coming in your way, at the same time working on your controllable skills. So how many of us think that all the speakers here today are here because of luck or some external help that they have? Can we please raise our hands? Okay, not long ago, I didn't used to think the same way. I thought he or she has some kind of external help or something that I don't have. But over time, I realized that it's all about hard work, your passion, and your planning. So here I am to share with you guys the 5 key things to tackle to be successful. So the first thing we have is overcome your laziness. Take the first step, whether it's singing the first song, hitting the gym, or just planning something. The first day of your journey will be the day where you feel the most excited and passionate and enthusiastic. So that day, you should commit to yourself to be consistent, hardworking, and never to give up. So now the question arises, how to be consistent? Well, for me, from the start of my journey, I have always had a schedule. And it matters how you prioritize your work. So how I prioritize my work is I put them in order of things that are important and urgent, important but not urgent, and neither important nor urgent. So the first one, which is important and urgent, would be my schoolwork. As you guys know, we are all in school, so there's a lot of homework. Complete the homework, study for the upcoming tests, and just read the books. And the second one, which is important but not urgent, would be my social media life. Just completing all the videos, any promotions, because it is important to me, but it's not urgent. And it's really important to recognize the things that are important to you and are not important to you. And the third one, which is neither important nor urgent, would be anything that makes you relaxed. It can be talking to your friends, it can be going down to play, or anything for that matter. The second thing is to set time for your leisure activities. You can't always keep working, and you can't always be resting. What I've realized is we all need to have a balanced life, and after a day of hard work, we all need to rest. So now we come to the second point, which is find reason to be successful and not excuses for failure. I remember I had a very poor eyesight since birth, and the doctor told my parents that they shouldn't pressurize me for studies and everything, because it would be very hard for me to be focused on one thing. So in this situation, there's 2 things you can do. You can either listen to what the other person says and just go with it, go with life, or you can go through the hardships, prove yourself, and be a different person. So that's what I did. After days of hard work, I studied hard, even though because of my poor eyesight, I studied hard and brought my grades back up. Also, my mom would sit with me for hours and hours, just trying to make me understand the concepts. So what I want to say is, listen to your parents. Even if they scold you, they do it for your betterment. And teachers, well, there's a reason they're called the second parents. And today is Teachers' Day, so can we please have a round of applause for the teachers here? Yes. So teachers and parents are the people who will never ever look for their own benefit while they share their life experiences with you and just teach you about the world. So always remember to love them, care for them, and respect them. Now we come to the third point, which is set smart goals. To be consistent and to always have a balanced life, you need to set smart goals. Smart goals are basically specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound goals. And whichever field of work you're working in, for example, for me, I have always set smart goals for myself, whether it's for my studies or it's for my social media life. And after setting these goals, when you schedule them and you prioritize them, it becomes a whole lot of easier for you to manage your busy life and your work life. So how I manage my day, for example, my school work. In every school year, one term is about 3 months. So every term, I set short-term and long-term goals. So short-term goals would be weekly subject progress, completing my homework, and studying for the upcoming tests. And the long-term goals would be overall preparation for the exams. Now, this doesn't only apply for your exams in school, it applies for other things, your extracurricular activities, if you're dancing, if you're doing anything, if you're singing too. So always set SMART goals. The second thing that I have that makes me really easy to balance my life is a to-do list. I get this question asked a lot, how do you manage your student life and work life? And that is because of a to-do list. So by having a to-do list, you're not only ticking the things that are important to you, you also have that kind of undescribable joy at the end of the day that, yes, I have completed something and I'm proud of that. So always have a to-do list with you, write down all your work and tick mark all the things. And apart from having a to-do list, you also need to be very determined, driven and active towards your goal, because that's what I have always been. So be active towards your goal. You can't be, I'll just leave it for tomorrow. Because if you have time today, make the most of it. And that's what I've did. So after setting SMART goals, we come to the fourth point, know your weaknesses and strengths. So over time, I realized that to move forward in anything that we're doing, we need to know our weaknesses and strengths. For example, my strength would be my confidence, my consistency, and my passion. And my weakness, well, I improved it. So a long time back, let's go back 2 years ago, when I just started my Instagram journey, I would literally ignore my parents on whatever they would say about improving my technique. But over time, I came to a self-realization that whatever I'm doing is going to impact my future. And so from that moment onwards, I started to give my best all the time, and I started watching more videos, practicing more. As you all know, I am not a professional dancer, I'm a social media taught dancer. And yes, that is a thing. So not only improving your weaknesses, you also need to maintain your strengths. Because if you worked hard for something, you can't just let it go all away. So always improve your strengths. One more thing that I had was, when I just started social media, I was so shy to dance in public. I was dancing and people were looking at me and I was like, no, don't look at me, don't look at me. But over time, I again came to a self-realization that, okay, I'm dancing in public, people are watching me, that's why I'm dancing in public. So what I've realized is the way you can improve your weaknesses is when you come to a self-realization. So what I always do is, I always take time to talk to myself and ask me that what I'm doing, is it the right thing? Am I moving forward or am I just staying at one place? So in whatever field of work you are in, you always have to ask yourself that. And remember, whenever you're talking to yourself, you should never think about other people's opinions, because they don't matter when you are talking to yourself. Now we come to the last but not least. This is definitely not the least, this is actually one of the most important points, which is always have fun and don't overexert yourself. So we all know that we all work very hard and there are many sleepless nights, of working hard, and that's totally okay. It's good to work hard and smart. But over time, you need to tell yourself that, okay, I'm working hard, I think I need to take a break, I think I need to rest. And you can rest for about few hours, a few days, a vacation, anything that suits you. So don't always overexert yourself. You always have to hard work and rest. Like I said, there needs to be a balance in both of them. And always have fun. Because in my whole journey, I've been in this for only 2 years, which is really less experience than all of you guys. So in my 2 years of journey, I've always realized that whatever we're doing, if you're not having fun, then there's no point. Because my whole social media journey It's about dance, comedy, motivation. And this is all my passion. So if I don't have fun, then what's the point? Because I got to connect with so many people and so many influential people, especially today, and it was such a fun experience. So always remember to have fun. And at the end, just ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? And is it spreading a positive message? So I hope this leaves you with some kind of motivation to not only do something for yourself, but something that will impact the world. And the last thing that I'm leaving you guys with is really serious and it's a bit emotional, I guess.